What's up, guys? I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 favorite Grail NFT Funko Pops. So, let's get right to it.
Like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
So, like I said, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a top 5 list of my favorite NFT Funko Pops, more specifically, the Grail NFT Funko Pops. The Funko Pops for the Pop Digital lineup that are 999 pieces besides one, and are the most limited pops to get when it comes to buying the NFTs, which from research I did, there are a total of, as of this video, I believe 23 Grail NFT Funko Pops, including the upcoming Mr. Potato Head as Optimus Prime for the Retro Toys lineup. And it was a little bit difficult to do this list since I had to choose 5 out of pretty much 23 NFT Funko Pops. So without further ado, let's kick off with my number 5 pick. So coming in at number 5 on my list, it is the Wile E. Coyote from the Looney Tunes Series 1 lineup. Now this pop is really cool. The entire set for Looney Tunes was actually pretty solid, even though there were a couple of characters that were already made into pop form, including Wile E. Coyote. There's just something about this Wile E. Coyote that makes it very unique compared to that original one, especially with the way that the body mold is, where it's kind of like folded up like an accordion, and we even have the confused eye there where you have the red swirl within the black Funko Pop eyes, and I think that's really cool, especially I believe the ears, one is like flapped up and one is flapped down, so I really like that attention to detail as terms to this NFT pop, and it's right at the bottom because we have already seen a Wile E. Coyote Funko Pop. It's not like it's a new character. Coming in at number 4 on my list, it is the Malthus with Annabelle from the Warner Brothers Horror Series 1 lineup. Now this pop is pretty decent. I mean, the detail as terms to the head sculpt is really cool with the horns and especially those red eyes popping out within the Funko Pop, and I mean, it's holding an Annabelle doll, so it's kind of like a NFT Pop and Buddy, which is really cool because you hardly see that. And then even the detail with like those fingernails coming out of the fingers, obviously, of Malthus is really awesome. Facial expression is pretty sweet. However, I don't have much of a personal reaction towards this, which is why it's kind of low on this list, but it's higher than the Wile E. Coyote because we've never had a Malthus Funko Pop before. Coming in at number 3 on my list, it is the Neo from the Matrix Series 1 lineup. Now, this pop is pretty sweet. I know some people might not agree with this pop being placed on the top 5 list, but it is on the top 5 list for a few reasons. My first point is that it is one of the only NFT pops to have a sideways box. It was this pop and the Pennywise with the spider legs that were the only pops to have a sideways box, which makes sense for this scenario. And that's basically the other point as terms to this, is that this specific Funko Pop, it's not just any Neo pop, but it's creating one of the greatest movie scenes of all time, where obviously Neo is bending and he's trying to dodge the bullet. So the fact that Funko were able to pull this off was really awesome, especially with the fact that normally with this kind of Funko Pop, they probably would have a clear stand to kind of hold him like that, but they have the length of the trench coat as terms to this pop to act as a stand so that they don't have a random clear stand behind it, which is really awesome. The hands are placed to where he's kind of like in a bend, so that's really cool, and I feel like this was a lot of people's favorite pop as terms to this Matrix NFT drop, and I don't blame them. Coming Coming in at number 2 on my list, it is the Tony the Tiger Jr. as a part of the Kellogg's Funko Series 1 lineup. Now, this pop is wicked for many reasons. Of course, I love Tony the Tiger from Frosted Flakes, and I think that would be a huge personal reaction to a lot of people also, is that if they like Frosted Flakes and they know of Tony the Tiger, then there's kind of like somewhat of an offspring going on to where you feel you're gonna wanna get this Funko Pop to go with your Tony the Tigers, especially if you already have the non-flocked and the flocked version for the 4-inch and then the 10-inch version that they did. And now as I think about it, there was the one with the sunglasses, if I'm not mistaken, that was a Funko Hollywood exclusive. So there was a decent amount of Tony the Tiger Pops already, but to add this one to that set is really cool, even though this mascot was not from Frosted Flakes, I believe it was for Frosted Rice, which is a cereal back in, I believe, the 60s or 70s, but it's really cool that we have this in Funko Pop form, and I'm not surprised it is the 999-piece Grail. The reason that this pop did not make number 1 on this list is because the number 1 pop that I have has a lot more detail, and when I get to that number 1 spot, I think a lot of people would agree with the number 1 choice here. But before we make it to number 1 for this NFT Grail Pop list, I'm gonna mention 3 honorable mentions for this top 5 list. Alright, so the first of 3 honorable mentions I have for this list is the Fire Nation Aang as a part of the Avatar Legends Series 1 set. Now, this one is not too bad. A lot of people were really hyped for this set overall, so I thought I would add it onto this list, but I just don't see it as appealing as the 5 pops I have chosen, especially because all you have is the arms to the side like this, and nothing really going on as terms to posing. The second of 3 honorable mentions for this list is the Batman Rebirth from the DC Series 1 set. There's something about this Batman that is really unique compared to a lot of the Batmans we've gotten. I know that there were a few Batmans already for NFTs when you have that one that was the legendary one for this exact set, and then the NFT Grail that is the Azrael Batman for the Series 2 DC Comics set. And what I really like about this is the different colors that pop out, especially when you have the white eyes popping out from the black mask, while the other one that was a part of this set specifically, I believe, had black eyes, so it didn't really pop out as much as you have it with the white eyes, and especially the main attire colors of gray really popping out and making the belt and the logo on the chest pop out also, where you have the yellows and the blacks involved. I really like that. It's a little bit in a simplistic posing with just the fist sticking out, but I think in this case, because you have so much detail as terms to the colors, then you can get away with such a simplistic pose. And the third and final honorable mention for this list is the superhero Scooby-Doo from, of course, the Scooby-Doo Series 1 lineup. This pop is pretty decent. I mean, we have gotten lots of Scooby-Doos, but this is a unique way of doing Scooby-Doo, especially because you have that nice blue mask, and then, of course, the outfit, which is basically kind of like spoofing Superman a little bit, because you do got those colors of red and blue, and then you have, instead of the S logo, it is obviously SD for Scooby-Doo. So I really enjoyed that. It's a pretty decent pop, and I really debated on putting this on the list, even at number 5, which is why I had to mention it as an honorable mention. And now coming in at number 1, my favorite NFT Funko Pop, that is the Grail, and that is the Night of the Dead Eddie from the Iron Maiden Series 1 lineup. This thing has a ton of detail. I mean, you got the facial expression that's going on, the way they did the pop eyes where it's black and then you have the red dot in there, the basically flame that's going on at the top of the head, and how in the actual pop I believe it is a nice translucent color. And I mean, just overall you have the fire bits also on this pop, which is really awesome. And another reason that I wanted to add this as the number 1 pop is because this is the first and only pop so far, depending on when you're watching this video, that is limited to 666 pieces. A piece count that isn't the regular 999 pieces that you usually see with the Grail NFT pops. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video on my top 5 Grail NFT Funko Pops, make sure you smash that like button. Comment in the comment section below and let me know your favorite Funko Pop from the Grail section of NFT Pops. As said in the little intro, make sure you press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and hope to see you guys next time. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here. Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.